what I want to start with today is I want to try to explain how we've been able to build our business around Switchvox and the Switchvox API. We've always done phone systems. We primarily provide outsourced IT services, but we've really been able to make inroads with new customers and existing customers, both with Switchvox by itself and then with the API. And I want to talk a little bit about how we've been able to do that, some of the challenges we've had and the solutions we've been able to build with the API, cover these topics, try and do a brief demo of our API solution, and then answer any questions. Competitive advantage. So in the segments that we compete, which are small to mid-sized businesses, there's a lot of competition. So with Switchvox, when we looked at it first, we had a lot of Nortel. When they went out of business, we didn't like Avaya, so did a lot of research, and Switchvox really stood out. We are looking for something that was both Windows and Mac compatible, cross-platform. And what we really liked was we could differentiate ourselves from the competition. We could address customer-specific needs. So not only did they need call tone, voicemail, all the standard things, but how could we integrate into their back office applications? Meet market demand. So as new markets arrive, HIPAA compliance with doctors and things like that, we've been able to do that. Cross-platform, low-cost API, and solution-driven sales. So that's vertical markets. So it's hard to go in and sell phone systems just on the phone systems themselves when you have a Cisco and Avaya, Mitel competing for the same revenue. So but being able to target certain niches, we've been able to, again, make inroads and really differentiate ourselves. Automated IVR solutions. So Switchvox, not only with the API, has some great capabilities with their IVRs, integrating with databases, ship tracking information, things like text-to-speech. Some examples that we've been able to come to market with for insurance, so inbound call screen pops, CRM integrations. Automotive. A lot of the automotive dealers have CRM solutions, so they want to track their automotive salespeople to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Are they making the necessary inbound calls, outbound calls? IT providers. So when one of our customers calls us, we want to be able to know who they are, what problems they're having. Do they have any tickets open with us? We want them to feel like we know who they are before we even answer the phone. So with Switchvox, we've been able to do that. We've been able to integrate it with our ticketing system. So when a customer calls in, we know who they are, what problems they're having, and give them that extra, wow, they really know who we are, and they care about us, which we do. But it really helps to give them that perception that they're our only customer, and really help them. So IT providers is a very phone-driven, small call centers. You know, if you're real busy, you have to queue them up. We've been able to do a lot of solutions with the API for monitoring with wallboards. You know, what's our queue stats, abandoned calls, things like that. These are all possible with the Switchvox API. Legal. So Law offices, the ability to track and bill by expenses. A lot of attorneys charge for everything they do. Make a copy, they're going to bill you. Open a letter, they're going to bill you. If they make a phone call, they want to bill you. Again, we can go into these types of businesses with Switchvox and not only have that conversation of, hey, we've got a great phone system, let us help you make more money. It makes their return on investment very quick, makes the sale a lot easier. Catalog companies. So we didn't really target this market with Switchvox at first, kind of stumbled upon it, and had some really good successes with the IVRs. So we have a very large customer. 50% of their calls were people looking for tracking information. So we originally went in there not even knowing this, just to sell them a phone system, started having this conversation, and with Switch and the API, we were able to build a solution where the customer calls in, enters some account information, order information, and we hit their ship tracking database. And we can actually present the customer with their order information and say the tracking number. So it does about 625 calls a day. It's really been a good success. Banks and credit unions, again, being able to target multiple verticals with one solution has been great for us. Banks, credit unions, they want to do screen pops, customer account information, lookups, and things like that. Sticky customers. These aren't customers that don't wash their hands after eating sweets and things like that. A sticky customer to us is one that has to keep coming back to us or wants to keep coming back to us. If I can have a sticky customer, I'm going to have that long-term relationship and be able to sell them more services, whether they are IT services, phones, development services, ongoing support revenue. We don't like to just boxes. What I mean by that is I don't want to just go and sell a phone system. I want to have that ongoing continual revenue. Helps keep the bills on, or the lights on by paying the bills, and funds more development for cool stuff. Paid customizations. So we sell them a phone system, we build a custom solution. It's that roller coaster ride. Once you build that with that customer, they have to keep coming back to you for development. Ongoing licensing fees, and the best of all, monthly recurring revenue. If you can build a solution with the API and you can bill them every month, that's a home run. So when we first got into Switchvox, the API was new to us, but it does not take much effort to develop with their API. There's lots of documentation. The API methods are all at the developer.digium.com/switchvox. They add new APIs, they'll update the documentation. It's been very easy. I don't write the code. I know the API methods enough where when I talk to a customer and they have a challenge, I'm able to at least know whether or not it's possible from the documentation, and then I can translate from the customer to the developers. Research the forums, lots of knowledge up there of previous examples. Know your customer's needs. Listen to your customer. Come up with a solution that fits their needs. And with Switchvox API, we've been able to meet our customers' needs time and time again, differentiate ourselves, Again, and okay. See if this one's any better. We work with a lot of, this one works. Get the Jimi Hendrix going on. So we work with a lot of partners. A lot of partners do not have the development resources that we have. So for the developers in the room, this is a good opportunity for you to get project work, ongoing revenue. So I work with a lot of partners helping them sell Switchvox, sometimes more than I sell Switchvox systems ourselves, by engaging with them and their customers on the benefits of Switchvox and the API and how we can actually tie these phone systems into their back office system. Sales.com, Zendesk, AMS 360 for insurance, Microsoft CRM, automotive CRM packages. So when you have these abilities to have these conversations other than, so we have dial tone and these standard features, it helps really move those sales along. So that's where with the developers, if a partner does not have those in-house resources, this is where you guys come in. Growing your customer base. So how do we get the word out that, hey, we've got this great Switchvox appliance and solution and the API? So what's worked for us is really engaging Digium. Digium's been a great partner. We're Apple partners, we're Microsoft partners, Cisco, Meraki, and Digium has really been the best partner that we've had relationships with. They help promote us. They engage us with other partners. It's a very good ecosystem, and it really helps us grow our customer base. Recurring opportunities. So this is when you develop something, it's great to develop a one-off solution, but what we want is something what we call has legs. I want to build it once for one customer and then be able to turn around and sell it to multiple customers. That's the recurring opportunities. Give me 1 second. So we came up with this product we called CENTCOM, and it's basically a collection of solutions from customers or partners coming to us and saying, hey, we have this challenge, and can you help build us something? So we started building all these one-off products, and it's to be a pain because you're supporting all these different code base and things like that. So we started just, anytime someone comes to us and says, hey, can you add a feature? We say, sure, it's going to cost X, and we just add it to our CENTCOM product. So now we've got this Swiss Army knife of solutions built on the Switchvox API. So when other come, already got it built, we can roll it out. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. And what I mean by that is sometimes we've had solutions or engagements which could have been $10,000 in development costs, for the client, where it's already in here, so it's like $500. But it saves us a lot of time. Customer's very happy. Easy sale. So this is all built on the API, and what you're seeing here is an ability to monitor multiple Switchvox systems. We like to visualize the data. I want to be able to connect into this. Switchvoxes are preferred. I can see system load, call load, memory usage, how fast the cron jobs are running on the right. One of the challenges with Switchvox has been there is no central management for multiple systems. So with the API, we've been able to overcome this, and again, bring more customers in, both partners and end users. Very easy to add a system. I'll show you. Give a name, host name, IP address, username, password, and a system reg code. And it's in the system. We can manage extensions. So one of the first things we built was a global directory. This allows us on multiple systems to see which extensions are on there, select which ones we don't want to show. So if you have 3 or 4 extensions like I do, I can filter those out and only show my main one. Queues. Switchvox has call queuing built into it. What we've been able to do is allow customers on multiple systems to select which queues they want to show within our CENTCOM for our wallboard solution. Microsoft Exchange integration. So this one helps us compete against ShoreTel. So ShoreTel has Exchange integration, but you have to load it on the client. I don't run Windows, obviously. So with our solution, it's server-based. Doesn't matter which client you're running. Could be an iPhone, an Android, Mac, PC. You just put in your Exchange information, which version, your time zone. And what this allows is for calendar integration with your phone system. So on my calendar, if I'm out of the office or busy, it'll automatically set the presence on my phone to do not disturb or away. And with Switchvox, with the call rules, I can play different greetings. I can route it to my cell phone. So this just kind of automates it. Again, all API. Queue controllers allows for a call center manager to see overview of stats. All this stuff is built into Switchvox. We just make it better with the API. So I can see how many calls are waiting, and this is actually live. I can see the agents logged in. If I'm the call center manager, I can pause them by clicking on the little pause button. I can log them in or out of the queue. Maybe I want them to not take any calls out of queue. Wallboard. Something so simple has probably the legs out of all these little solutions. Everyone wants a wallboard if you have a call center, or if you just like sitting there and watching how many calls you have coming in. So with Switchvox and the API, we're able to have wallboards show queues from, if you have 4, 5, 6, 7 Switchvox systems, we can display it on one wallboard. We display 5 at a time. If you have more than 5, it'll rotate. You can drag and drop, change the order of which they display. I'll show you the wallboard in a second. So some of these seem so simple, but they really do address a lot of different issues. So we have a lot of customers that come to us and say, we want to integrate Switchvox with X application, whether it's a homegrown solution. If it's web-based and you can pass a phone number and a URL, this little screen here allows us to build that URL. We can pick which variables we want to send from the Switchvox. So if I want to do caller ID number, and then it'll generate what the custom URL is that we put in the Switchvox system. Now we have integration between the phone system and their CRM. Again, it seems simple, but it solves that ongoing need. Custom reporting. We can do that with the API. Call logs, call recording, drop calls, agent activity. So if you want to see agents check out time, check in time. If you're a call center manager, these are things that you need they're not natively in Switchvox, or if they are, they may be scattered in different reports. So with the API, we're able to build these unified reports, meet their needs, and sell them systems. One of the newest features we've added is the ability to manage multiple Switchvox systems from a single pane of glass. So instead of having to log into different systems, we're able to see all of our systems here, which version they're on, when their subscriptions expire, how many users, which updates are available for that system. And we can simply upgrade a system. So that system is actually upgrading right now, depending how big the upgrade is. Yes, you want to back it up before you upgrade. Those are our dev systems. So backing up, I can see what backups have been made on the system. I can download them. I can restore them to the system. I can kick off a backup on glass. Again, this is all built with the API. This is things that are not native to Switchvox. We've been able to fill those any little gaps in those solutions. About as small as it's meant to run on a 1080. So it updates about every 5-10 seconds, shows how many calls they've taken already today, how many is abandoned, how many agents are logged in, how many are talking, calls waiting, max wait time. We can set variables for alerting based on thresholds above a certain amount of callers waiting or wait time. We can email alerts to the call center managers. This is all built on the API. Brian, how am I doing on time? Average talk time. Looks better on a monitor mounted on the wall. Questions? Clean up aisle 12. Any questions?
For Jim, or questions about Switchvox API? Yeah.
Yeah, you said you built this on the Switchvox API. What advantages does that have over, say, the Asterisk AMI or the Ajax interface that's in pretty much Asterisk right now?
So from our perspective, so not everyone wants to have an Asterisk open source system in their business. Switchvox is the commercial closed version of Digium's Asterisk with a GUI built on it. So from our perspective, we can go into a business. Some of them just aren't really open to the idea of, hey, I need a Linux server, I need Asterisk running on it, hey, we can build you a GUI and all this other stuff. You have much more control with Asterisk. The limitations are fewer. It's just with Switchvox, we are looking for that packaged solution that I can go into a business. If they're used to buying Microsoft or some off-the-shelf thing, that's where Switchvox and the API comes in. Hopefully that answered your question.
Good. Any other questions for Jim? Yeah.
Do you have customers that request the ability to change those wallboard fields on the fly or other certain things where they don't have to come to you? They're in an environment where they need to make a dynamic change immediately?
Yes. So when you're a developer, or a wannabe developer like me, where I kind of get the concepts and I go to the devs and say, hey, build this. You think you know what the customers want, but a lot of times you're close. So some things do require hard coding changes. We try to build in that flexibility so that they can change certain things. We get requests all the times, and then if it makes sense and it's going to help all of our customers, we'll add it. The model we've taken is the pay for play, if you will. So we'll take your idea and we may add it. If you want to get moved to the top of the list, then we'll take donations, if you will, beer or money. So we do build flexibility into it, and we're always adding new. Like the drag and drop, that was a customer request. The ability to show 5 on a wall board and then flip to another 5 queues, that was a request. We added that. So we get a lot of great feedback. We just incorporate it. It makes the product better. Did I answer your question? It's a good question.
Any other questions?
Simple question about localization. Is there any possibility to localize UI for the
Yes. So
different
our
countries?
CENTCOM solution is we have language files. It's English, and we also have already done an Arabic. So everything you saw that was in English would be in whatever you need. Just there's a language file. You update the language files. And
binary text file? What is
text.
just text?
Yep. Good
Great question. Any others? Okay, great. Thank you, Jim.